Hello everybody, this is BadBoyHalo and welcome to another video. A lot of you guys enjoyed my trapped in Walmart story where I told you guys about how I was trapped in Walmart, and I thought I'd address something that a lot of people ask me. This is a question I get all the time. BadBoyHalo, have you ever been banned from a server before? And I don't mean like, and they usually don't mean like a joke ban, but like a legitimate real ban for maybe hacking or doing something else. Or people will ask me, Bad, have you ever hacked on a server? And the answer is no, I've never hacked on a server, but I have been banned for using XRAY on a server before. So a friend of mine invited me. She said, hey, you should come and play on this new server I found. It's a MMORPG server where you go on, you break stuff, you mine things, you level up, and like you get better at everything because like you do it more. And you guys probably know what I'm talking about. I'm sure you've played on those servers before, but it's like a MMORPG role play, but also sort of adventure, no PvP based server that you can just build things and protect. And I played on servers like that before, so I was pretty straightforward with it. But I've also played on servers that have allowed plugins like XRAY and things like that and various type of hacks. And that's important for the story, as you'll soon see. So my friend invites me to this server, and they've got this really long rules hallway, which I'm just like, skip, forget that. Because if you have a really long rules hallway, no one is going to read it. I'm sorry, anyone that says they're going to read it is a liar. Now, what I will do is I'll look like on their website, and they had a nice website, and I went and read through the rules really quick. Much easier, because it's all on one page, I can just skim through it. But reading all that on little signs, no thank you. And the worst is when they stick a word, they're like, oh, you have to type a word that was somewhere in the tutorial. Have you ever run into one of those where they're like, okay, now type the word that you saw on the secret sign. And you're like, what? And you have to go all the way back to the beginning. And you're like looking at every single sign. And eventually you'll find the one that says, remember this word, you'll need to type it at the end. And it's like, somewhere in the middle, and it's ridiculous. Anyway, if you do that on your server, I will leave and I won't play on it. But they didn't do that. But anyway, so I go there and I'm like, okay, I'm finally out of here. Been on the server for about 5 minutes. I'm standing in the spawn, just sort of walking around, reading the rules on the website. And one of the rules they say is don't use XRAY. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh, okay, don't use XRAY. But then I realized that they have the MCMMO plugin, and I'm like, hey, why don't they allow XRAY on this server? Because it seems like, based on a lot of their other rules, that they're like, okay, they have this no hack policy. But I wanted to ask them why specifically they didn't allow XRAY, because it wasn't like a competitive server with an economy, or at least I didn't see anything about that. Maybe it did have it, but I didn't see anything about that. So I wanted to ask why they didn't allow XRAY. So I typed, and I went to type, why isn't XRAY allowed? Okay, I meant to type, why isn't XRAY allowed? And I was in the process of typing that on my keyboard while talking to someone in real life. And if you've ever done this, sometimes you will type something incorrectly. And that's what I did here. Instead of typing, why isn't XRAY allowed, ? I typed, why isn't XRAY working ? And so they immediately, the entire chat exploded in rage as the people on this server just lost it. Imagine 100 people just freaking out and screaming at you in chat. And there were a bunch of people saying, reported! He's using XRAY, report him! And a bunch of people were telling me, I'm reporting you. We need a mod on here to ban this guy right now. Literally, the reaction was so much more than that. It was insane. And people are spamming in the chat, just spamming. Reported, we need a mod on here. And I'm immediately like, I was so freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people are crazy. But I'm trying to type. I'm like, no, guys, I didn't mean, I mistyped. I was trying to type, why isn't XRAY allowed? And I mistyped. And I'm trying to explain that. And people just aren't listening. They're like, sure, whatever. You're a hacker. Get off the server. You're going to get banned. Reported. All right, finally, I'm just done. After trying to talk to them for like 10 minutes and dealing with these people, I'm just like, forget it. And I start to troll them. I'm like, yeah, I need to know, like, how to install X-Ray for a friend, of course. Like, I'm not using it, but like, how do you install it? Like, do you need like certain stuff and whatnot? And I'm just typing things like that, and people on the server are, they're getting even more enraged. They're all foaming at the mouth at their keyboards going, oh, we're going to report this guy so hard and he's going to get banned and he's never going to play on this server again. And I'm just losing it, right? I'm laughing. I'm having a blast. I'm trolling. And I'm, keep going. And then I get banned, right? And I never, after the first time, I never was like, hey, I'm actually using X-Ray, but I got banned. I see you're banned, reason X-raying, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, X-raying? I wasn't actually X-raying. There was no proof that I was X-raying. I'm sitting here thinking they would have at least, gotten proof. Back on MCPVP, we never banned anyone who said they were hacking. You could say, I have force field, notice, X-ray, auto sprint, everything installed. I am flying everywhere, and you could type that all in chat and we wouldn't ban you. We would always come to you and verify that you were actually hacking. And that's what I got so used to that. I was expecting them to do that. And so they didn't, and I got banned. And I was like, oh my gosh, these people just banned me for literally no reason with no proof. I hadn't violated any of their rules. So I decided to make an appeal on their forum. And this is the only appeal I can ever actually remember making on any Minecraft server ever. I don't think I've ever made another appeal because I've never really... I can't really remember being banned all that much. But this is the one that just stuck in my head. And I thought it was so bizarre and unfair that I made an appeal. And this is what I said. I was on the server a few minutes and was asking about X-Ray and why it wasn't allowed on the server. I was confused as to the reasoning because the server was using MCMMO, and I've played on other servers that X-Ray was allowed on that used the MCMMO plugin. I had first typed, why isn't X-Ray working? On accident because I was distracted, but I corrected it in the chat right afterward. However, I then noticed how everyone just started typing reported in the chat and figured they must have reported me. I then decided to have a little fun and pretended to actually be using X-Ray. Or at least, I asked them how to install it for a friend. Why I should be unbanned. I was referred to the server by a friend and was thinking it might be an interesting server to do a series on. And I go and say why I should be unbanned. I basically say I was referred by a friend, and I say I apologize for trolling a bit afterwards, but I made the mistake of at first making it sound like I was using X-Ray. I do not use X-Ray, and I've banned hundreds of hackers / X-Rayers in my day. Thank you for your consideration. And then they go to say this person banned you, and then they say, you also said, quote, if I had it installed before the server, before I joined the server, I can use it then, right? And that was, again, me trolling. And then some guy quotes, so one of their staff comes in and he's like, this is how trolls end. Also, I'm pretty sure that you have the mod installed. Therefore, your ban won't be lifted. That whole sentence is ridiculously stupid. I'm pretty sure you have the mod installed. So somehow, you know that I'm hacking without any evidence. I was in your spawn. I wasn't mining iron somewhere off in the wilderness. I was in your spawn, not using X-Ray because I didn't have it, and you're somehow pretty sure that I have the mod installed, and therefore my ban won't be lifted. And so I responded to him, quoted what he said, and I said, no offense, but I don't see how you have any idea what I have installed. All I have installed is Optifine. That being said, my intention wasn't to troll until I was reported. I even tried to explain that I wasn't using X-Ray. The initial report was based solely on a mistype in the chat. I certainly am not the only person who has said or typed something on accident, and I do it quite a lot, thinking one thing and saying / typing another. There is also no rule against trolling / joking around. The only way to know if I'm X-raying is if I'm caught X-raying via my mining patterns or through an X-ray trap. I am not trying to be rude. I'm trying to say I wasn't X-raying / using X-ray, and I would like to be unbanned based on the fact so I can play with my friends. And then I go off. We have a little bit more of a back and forth. And then someone says, you continue to talk about X-ray even after I warned you. or told you that you were going to get a ban. This was from a donator, not a staff member saying that. I'm saying X-Ray is against the rules. And again, I never said I never actually was using it, and they never had any evidence. And then they said, denied the fact that my typo was legit. And going on, there's a bunch more stupid, ridiculous posts. And then one of them said this. And this is the stupidest thing. Most of them are just like, oh, it doesn't matter if you're joking. How are we supposed to know if you're joking? I don't know. How are you supposed to know if anyone's using hacks? Oh, I know. You actually verify. Someone says, I'm flying across the server. You don't just ban them, you teleport to them and you go, oh, he's not flying. He's just standing in the desert. I'm not going to ban this person because that would be stupid. And you don't DP to someone at spawn and go, oh, this person must be using X-Ray because they're standing at spawn saying I have X-Ray. That's just stupid ban policy. And I hate servers like this that do this. But anyway. So then he finally says this. The last and stupidest post is by this guy who says, you need Optifine to install X-Ray for 1.6, so yeah. And I was done at that point. I didn't reply. They left me banned, and I couldn't believe it. This is the only time I've ever been banned for hacking, and I wasn't even hacking. And so I was just super mad. I ended up streaming and like stream rating them. When I did get unbanned somehow, like their ban database got broken or something like that. So I managed to get unbanned, was on the server, and brought people with me. And then I got banned again for bringing people to protest my original ban or something like that. But anyway, yeah, if you run a server, don't do stupid stuff like this. Make sure all of your mods verify that people are actually using hacks. And if somebody says they're using hacks, or you have such a deep rooted policy of hatred towards trolling, put it in your rules. Say, hey, no hacking or even joking about using hacks. That'll be a ban. And that's what I'm saying, is that they did not have rules. I did not do. And that's what I'm saying. I didn't do anything that violated the rules, and they still banned me. And servers like this are terrible, and they do a terrible job. And I should still be unbanned, because my bans have all been ridiculous on this server, even my second ban. But anyway, yeah, so that's the one time that I got banned for X-Ray, and I think it's stupid. Anyway, guys, hope you had a happy Thanksgiving if you live somewhere where Thanksgiving was going on. Guys, if you'd like to play on this server, check it out at munchiemc.com. The next top 5 will be out tomorrow. It'll either be a fails top 5 or a regular one, so go ahead and send those clips in if you got them. Let me know what you thought about this video, and if you saw my Trapped in Walmart video, let me know what you thought about that as well. Be sure also, guys, if you have any awesome stories like maybe when you were banned for a ridiculous reason, maybe it was even on MCPVP or whatever, you know, let me know if you have any awesome stories. I love hearing those from you guys. And if you have any questions for relating to this one or anything else you'd like to hear, go ahead and let me know and I can do a video talking about that. Anyway, guys, that's all. Be sure to rate the video, thumbs up, thumbs down if you liked it or hate it, whatever, and let me know, and I will see you guys next time.